Hello and welcome to this Vectric Aspire tutorial. So today I'm going to show you how easy it is to construct a multiple 3D relief project in Vectric Aspire. So we go to create a new file, and I think today because 25% of my viewers of CNC machining are Vectric Aspire users, and ultimately they do their projects in inches. So what I'm going to do is do this whole project in inches just to make life a little easier for you. So we've converted this now to inches, and we're going to say we want our piece of material to be 12 inches wide by 16 inches high, and I think 2 inches in depth. Now we're going to say 1 inch. 1.0. We're going to say 1 inch, and I can alter that later. 0 position top of the material, and the start position, which is normal for a CNC router, which is the bottom left corner. I normally leave this on standard, and mahogany is a good material. It gives a good representation in 3D. So we're going to OK that. So we're going to change now to the 3D window, because you can do this whole project in the 3D viewing window. And we're going to go to Clip Art, double click the Clip Art to bring it all up, and we're going to make a shield, like an English knight's shield, or type of emblem which would go above the main castle doorway, I suppose. So we're going to pick a shield, and there's many different types of shields already made here for you to use. So we're going to scroll all the way down to the bottom. So the one we require is all the way down the bottom, and let's pick, this is rather a nice one, I think. So we'll bring it straight in, so just drag and drop it into the middle, and then just catch out of the handles, and we're going to pull that one right up, go right out to the edge. And this one here, bring all the way down. Gotta be careful you don't sort of go over the edge here. That one can come there, I think, somewhere there. That'll do. Okay, let's have a little look at that. So these emblems up here, you know, you can actually quick reference then to be able to turn it and have a look at something quickly. So that's 3/4 of an that's an inch high. We'll bring this up a little deeper later. I just want to have a look at the proportions of the 3D objects that I'm putting on here. So, okay, that's looking at straight at from the top of the Z, looking directly down on it. I'm happy with that. So you can come off the screen now, off the grey area or off the model area, and left click, and that then is locked in. So the next thing we're going to go to is animals, and let's see if we can pick up, I did see a griffin here somewhere. Let's scroll down. There he is. I put this lovely little griffin here at the bottom, I think, because he's longer rather than high, and bring him in the lower section here, and we'll make him, just bring him so his paw is maybe a little bit too much there. That'll do. That'll do. Take him up a little bit further. That's quite nice. So you've got to make sure his tail is sort of pretty well all the way on. The tail is going to go over a very, very slight amount. That's not going to hurt. That's going to be okay in this particular case. So then come off the main model screen and left click. Let's have a little look at that. And if you want to move this around in space, you just left click and you can move the model around, scroll in, and see that, well, yeah, that's okay actually. Fairly well proportioned. Maybe I'll make it a little deeper later, but that's generally okay for now. Let's have a look what else we got. I think I saw some dragons here somewhere. There we go. Put a dragon. Gonna make this very Welsh, I think. Okay. Make him a little bigger. Not too much. You know, most of this is for looks. You know, how it looks generally, you know, within the entire model. Doesn't have, it's not necessary to be totally exact with this type of work. That looks okay to me. And I think we'll go for something else. Objects and people. I think right down the bottom here I saw Merlin, or yeah, wizard, or we could call him Dumbledore, and we're going to put him here. I'm going to make him slightly larger, bring his hat right up in the top there, and that's going to be about that, I think. There's hat going slightly over the edge there, that's okay. And there is a very, very slight gap there. That's looking fairly good, I think. And lock that in. You know, I think that looks pretty good. Let's just have a little look here. And what I did then, I just pressed shift down and double clicked over top of the reliefs, and just to sort of make it stand out more so you can look at it in detail and distinguish between, you know, the base and the objects that you've put in. So I've just double clicked off them now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lift this up. In other words, thicken everything up, because I think it's just a little, maybe a little thin. I'm not sure. So we're going to give that a go. We're going to go to modeling and okay, let's just, okay. You notice they are all proportionately thickening up. 100, see if I can get close to 150. Let's have a look. 156. That looks okay. That looks a lot better, doesn't it? So you can see I proportionately had everything here, the 3D reliefs and the base, increase in depth in Z proportionately together. I think that's what I'm trying to indicate. Now again, if I double click, shift, double click. Okay, so I've got the 3 selected now, and that looks pretty damn good. I just like to highlight the individual 3D reliefs, because then you can see, you know, sort of not imperfections, but you know, the result of the tail coming over the edge. And I think same with the hat here. You can see it sort of comes over the head, and it brings more life to the piece of art, I think. That's my view on it anyway. Okay, toolpaths. So we'll move straight into that. So we'll OK that and deselect those just by double clicking. And we're going to go straight into the toolpaths. Now, to get to the toolpaths, very easy. Just come up here and switch. And it's a 3D toolpath. Now, what we're going to do, we're going to do a rough in 3D toolpath first. So we'll select that. And thickness is 1 inch. Well, actually, we're going to say that it's more than that now, because we've raised the height of that. So we're going to say 1.5, actually 1.6 inches. Oh, let's go the whole hog. 1.75, so 1 3/4. That remains the same. That remains the same. That's telling me that the models are going to be just a little over ½ an inch above. Oh, error. There we go. There we go. Model. Yep. Okay. Well, we've got a 2 inches then. New height. Just close. There we go. That was a little better, I think. I think that'll be okay. So if you do alter the Z height and you do find that you know, you get this error message up, that is exactly how to go about correcting it, as you just saw me do it live. It's a very simple thing, really. Vectric Aspire is very good in that it does assist you. If it sees something that isn't quite right, then it will let you know about it, as it were. So everything else is just okay here, I think. Rapid moves above the material, that's okay. And we're going to go OK for that. And tool. Top millimeter. Let's select an imperial tool. instead of a millimeter tool, as we're working in inches. So we're going to go, here we go, 1/2 inch end mill, and we're going to select that one. So here we are. We're going to edit that to suit our machine and the material that we are going to be working in. So it's a 1/2 inch end mill, diameter 1/2 inch. Here we go. Pass depth. That's a little bit too much, I believe. I would rather say 1/4 inch, so it's 0.25. I'm happier with that, otherwise I'm probably going to get tear out. Step over. That's probably pretty fair, actually. 40%. Yeah, I'm going to go with that. I'll go with that. That's okay. 12,000 RPM. Probably, I would probably go about 16,000 RPM. Feed rate 100 inches per minute. That's pretty fair. Plunge rate 30 inches a minute. Well, I normally go 50% of what my feed rate is, so I'm going to go there. 50 inches a minute plunge rate. Tool number 1, that's okay, so we're going to okay that. Yeah, that's okay for us. We'll machine the whole lot. That's exactly what we want. In other words, the entire piece of material that we have on the table. Because what I normally would do with a piece like this is I would use painter's tape and super glue. That's a method I normally use to stick it to my wasteboard, and it's very successful. Machining allowance 40 thou. Yeah, that's okay. Yes, 3D raster, that's fine as well. 3D roughing 1 and calculate. Okay, we will run a very quick. We'll preview it. See. That is better. So that is the rough-in. So now we will go to, let's delete this one actually. Let's delete that. Rough-in number 2 is the one we require. That is absolutely fine. Close that, and now we're going to go to a finishing, and we're going to select a ball mill of 1/4 inch. There we go. This one will do the job just fine. And we'll select that one, and we will alter the settings in here. Go into the edit. Now my particular machine will have no problem at 100 inches per minute. Actually, it will probably do 200. It'll do it 200 inches a minute. So we'll go actually 150. 150 plunge rate, I am going to go, I'll leave it at 50. 50 inches a minute is fine. So this is tool number 2. I'm going to OK that. Sometimes, depending on what the material is, I sometimes find that an offset raster where it starts on the outside and works its way in, or starts in the middle and works its way out, gives a better finish, or should we say less hand finishing. Conventional milling, climb milling. Climb milling is normally the better one to go for. Step over 0.008 I find works well. Takes a little longer, but works well. Gives you less hand finishing. Finish 1 vectors manual, that's okay. And calculate. Ooh, that's a lot. Never mind. Let's. There it is. And if there was a mistake in, in the machining of this, you would see it now pretty well. What you see on this simulation is exactly what you're going to get on your finished item. So if you make a mistake in the toolpaths or the placement of the 3D objects, then it's going to show up here, and the detail is quite alright on this. In fact, it's very, very good detail. So this means we've selected the right tools, and the the real tell-in is on the machine. Talking about on the machine, let's just play around with this a minute. That's very nice, I like that. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is export these toolpaths, and to do that we come here to the Save Toolpaths. Okay, G-code tap. This is the one I normally use. Now what I find is this is perfect for the SMC controller, as it is perfect for Mach 3 as well, and I don't have a problem with it. So that's how we'll export it. So we'll save the toolpath. Roughing 2, and we'll put 9 actually, and we're going to put R for roughing, although it's already got it on there, it don't matter. And we're going to save that to my desktop. Save it out there, and save this one, and it's 569, and it's capital F finish, and we'll save that out there on the desktop. And now that's ready to go to the machine. So I hope that you have liked the video today. Please like and subscribe, and if you would like to be a supporter of the channel, there is information in the video description area below this video to my Patron channel. So thank you for joining me for this Vectric Aspire tutorial in inches, and I'm sure there's going to be many more. So thank you for watching, and it's bye for now.